Hi there, and welcome to episode 4 of me doing classic Doctor Who. So we're on the final episode of 100,000 BC, and yeah, they've been captured again. So I think this story is all about being captured and running away and being captured again, as far as I remember. So we'll get on directly with episode 4. I'm really, really fed up because I recorded what I thought was a recording of my reaction to um, the Firemaker. It didn't record. Then I tried again doing a kind of just a feedback thing um, without watching it again, but just giving my general feedback, and that didn't work. I'm now trying a third time, and hopefully this will work on a different video recorder. So, so yeah, I wish this was a really good episode because I if it was, then I'd watch it again. But I thought this was the worst episode of the 4. Um, I felt like it was repetitive. So we saw them go back to the Cave of Skulls again. Um, then when they gave what I thought was a really good explanation, like if we give you fire, then we can go. I thought that was a nice like bargaining chip. It was sort of thrown back in their face because they made fire and then he didn't let them go, but there didn't really seem to be any logic to that. Okay, he's a caveman. Maybe they weren't too highly versed in the skills of logic, but you know. And then I felt like they were just extending the episode for no reason at all. And finally, when they had the resolution that they were using um, the fire and the skulls, I just thought it was a bit lame, to be honest. And then they ran back to the TARDIS just like they did at the end of episode 3. So it was very repetitive, and I did think that was by far the weakest episode. The one thing I did like in it though was the sort of the linking between the Doctor and Ian, the sort of building of their character development. So Ian, there was one bit that I particularly liked, and that was when Ian was asked if he was the leader, and he said no, the Doctor is. And I thought that was really clever because he was sort of ingratiating himself to the Doctor. And then when they got in the TARDIS later on, there was a really good sort of argument between the two of them, and I thought that was cool. So there's this power struggle going on between them, and I really enjoyed that. So my overall ranking for An Unearthly Child, or 100,000 BC, whichever one you want to call it, what I've done is I've rated each episode individually, and then I'm taking an average of that to say what the whole story is. So for me, episode 1 is an absolute classic. I don't think we'll see many episodes that I think are better than this. I've given that a 10. I genuinely think it is just so clever, so well written, and such a good introduction to the show. Episodes 2 and 3, The Cave of Skulls and The Forest of Fear, I've given them both 7s. I thought they were both decent, interesting. If I was watching it and I'd never watched Doctor Who before, I think I'd be like, this is really interesting, and I'd want to keep watching. But episode 4, The Firemaker, I would give that a 5. I think it was rushed, weirdly rushed, considering it felt very dull and nothing really happened. But the ending in particular was very rushed. It felt like, oh no, we've just got to fit in them getting out really quickly. So overall, that gives the whole story an average of 7.25, which I think is a pretty good, decent opening. So I'm very tired because I've been trying to do this story for over an hour. So I'm going to stop there, and I look forward to, in the next couple of days, posting the first episode of The Daleks. And I hope you'll join me for that. Apologies again for the lack of upload for this sort of reaction, but I hope that my comments are enough to keep you going and tide you over till the next story. Alright, thanks very much. Cheers, bye bye.